Wow, we are shocked. So now we are going to Crazy Horse. Turned out to be a gorgeous office. I think Irish people and UK people are doing something wrong. Good morning. It's our first day in Paris, and this time we're staying in a different part of the city, and we had our breakfast. We stayed up late this night because we haven't met the guys in like 3 years, and now it's already like noon and we are walking towards the city. A lot of the shops are closed. I think it's because a few days after New Year's. The plan for today is to visit Google's office, go around all of the favorite places in Paris, meet a friend for dinner, and of course I'll take you together with us. As someone who just finished her first apartment, I immediately see a lot of mistakes that I have made in the interior design after visiting these shops, because here you can see and you can feel a lot of light in the interiors. And about our apartment, I could say that it's now currently stuffed with all the furniture. So maybe I'll make some changes when we move to somewhere else. He never takes off his hat after running Dublin Marathon.
Everyone knows that I did it.
We were just talking with the guys that there is something specific we like about French houses. First of all is that they quite often repeat the angles of the streets, and they're not just rectangular basic houses but look much more interesting. And they're laughing at me because I'm speaking English in front of them. And the second thing are of course like French windows, like big French windows with nice balconies are always looking magical, as for me. Spotted! Alina is wearing Louis Vuitton boots. Look at this lady. My husband and I, we both work for Google. I'm a marketing manager and he's an account strategist. And one of the best perks we get from Google is being able to visit its offices around the world, enjoy gorgeous free food, and invite people over. And most of the offices are extremely beautiful in nice locations. And just look at this terrace. I'd love to have my coffee here in the mornings. And on the other side of the office, guess what? There is a view over La Tour Eiffel. I'd love to spend a few months working from this office from Paris. Turned out to be a gorgeous office. We thought it should be like very small for like 70 or 100 people, but it seems like 1,000 people could work here, and it's very beautiful with top views of Paris. This year was a very hard one in my life. We completed a lot of big projects such as buying an apartment, buying a car. I graduated as a psychologist, and at the same time I was working a full-time job. And now I am doing my coaching training, and having this opportunity to just explore the city, spontaneously go anywhere I want, recharges my soul so much. I love Paris and I love coming here. I can spend hours on end strolling around the streets. Let me know if you're the same. Дань, как дела? And now we're arriving at a boulangerie and we'll get some pastries finally. It's 5 p.m. and we haven't even spent €1 today on anything. Unexpectedly, there is a line. Ooh, the line is huge. We got 2 pieces of cheesecake, 2 croissants, and the guys prepared some milled wine. And we also brought even like a glass to share. So this is called the preparation.
Alcoholism.
If I were to name my favorite neighborhood in Paris, it would definitely be Le Marais. I love coming there in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings. There are so many cool shops, so many nice restaurants, and the atmosphere there is just so Parisian. It was raining in Paris, so we decided to take a day trip to Étretat. We have now arrived to Étretat. Funny enough, one of the first videos on this channel is actually a video vlog from our trip to France with Daniel back in 2022, and we decided to make a day trip to Étretat to celebrate my birthday, but we drastically underestimated how much time we would spend on charging our electric smart, and we ended up Daniel ended up not seeing in Étretat because he was charging our smart 10 kilometers away from the city, because all of the chargers were full here, some of the chargers were not working, and eventually we even missed our flight back home. But Étretat is a beautiful place, if you're ever in Paris and you have a spare day, definitely come here and visit this gorgeous place. It was such a cold day. With a 0-degree temperature, very strong wind, we were freezing. We didn't spend much time at the Étretat, but still I enjoyed coming there. And on our way back to Paris, we decided to stop by at a city called Rouen. And I believe this city has one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the world. Just look at this. And then, in the evening, it started snowing. Bonjour à tous! Today we have a pit stop in the middle of somewhere in France. We got ourselves some coffees and this beautiful pastry. We had a hectic Saturday evening for 2 reasons. One of the reasons being that the host of this small hotel, which is by the way pretty bad, and we are not very happy about the place where we are staying, they kicked our friends out of the hotel. There was such a weird situation that the host himself canceled their reservation. The guys got a full booking like refund, and the host asked them to pay like him in cash, and that was definitely not like the business of our friends, so he suggested they either pay by cash or leave. And another reason being that the wife of our friend, she had to go to the hospital and get antibiotics prescribed, and they stayed in Paris. But we are right now at Château du Chambord, and we will walk around this beautiful estate, and I'll take you with us, of course. It is approximately a 2-hour drive from Paris, and so far, especially after our American experience, we could say that France is not suitable for car drivers, or like the prices the car drivers pay for gas, for the tolls, for the parking are ridiculous. Like we paid 17 euro for a toll where we stayed like literally for like 40 or 50 minutes. Like what? 17 euros. That's crazy. However, I'm enjoying Paris a lot, I'm enjoying France a lot, and we have to live with that. Yes, Daniel, we have to live with that.
No, French people have to live with that. We don't have to live with that.
Look at the tree pattern. This is so beautiful. Wow. We are back to Paris. We wanted to actually drive to the restaurant where we have a reservation for dinner, but we learned that you can actually not drive in Paris city center if you're not a local, or if you're not an emergency, or if you're not a taxi. So we had to leave our car at the parking lot in Montparnasse, and now we're walking like 40 minutes by foot. We are a beautiful city to meet our friends and to have a nice dinner. And while we were walking, we randomly bumped into a protest. French are being French. Keep up the good work. Now we're eating desserts in front of the Louvre. Have here scrambled eggs, smoked salmon, beetroot hummus, butter, butternut squash, and some bread. It's raining in Paris, and we're sitting on a terrace where all of the ashtrays and menus are flying because of the wind. Look at this umbrella. And we're contemplating life on a Monday morning. What a day! What a day to spend in Paris. Today we plan to walk around the city when the rain finishes, and then in the evening we're going to Crazy Horse Cabaret. It's my first time in Cabaret. We'll see how the experience feels like, but I would like to say just one thing. When I was a kid, my parents really loved the film Moulin Rouge. and I think I watched it like 10 times. Unfortunately, Moulin Rouge was fully booked, but we will try Crazy Horse, which is considered to be also a really good cabaret. And of course, we'll take you together with us. Garden of Palais Royal is my favorite place in Paris to calm down basically during a busy and hectic day in the city. They also have Café Kitsune in the neighborhoods, and you can grab a coffee and just enjoy the peace and calm when there are not so many tourists like today. Daniel, how do you like Paris?
It's nice.
I'm very happy that Daniel loves Paris too, because otherwise we would probably need to split up. So. I sometimes think that it's actually a good idea to work for a few weeks from Paris, just to, go to the office as normal and to spend the rest of the time enjoying the city and living like a local. And it is actually pretty doable because Google has an office in Paris, and maybe if we find a sublet apartment in Paris, we could come here for longer. Now we are going to Crazy Horse after an amazing dinner. I am almost sure I won't be able to film there, but I'll record my impressions afterwards. Impressions, 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10. This was so beautiful. It was like literally like a masterpiece, a modern masterpiece. So there are basically a few cabarets in Paris. One of them is Moulin Rouge, which is a traditional one where they dance like typical can-can. But in Crazy Horse, it's more like experimental. It's a lot of light. It's a lot of color. Wow. We are shocked. I highly recommend you coming there if you are ever in Paris. Just put it in your schedule. It's a must. Look at this Louis Vuitton branding. This is a makeup box by Louis Vuitton. It's 10 p.m. Look at this Louis Vuitton branding. This is a makeup box by Louis Vuitton. We're finishing our trip to Paris. It has been very interesting, fun, beautiful 5 days here. But the question remains, how do French people eat so many pastries, so many tasty food, smoke, drink, etc., but still remain gorgeous, lean, beautiful, healthy, skinny? I can't. I think Irish people and UK people are doing something wrong with the way they live, because here this lifestyle doesn't seem to affect you. And my main hypothesis is that they actually walk a lot and we underestimate staying active and moving your body day to day, when you're commuting to work, when you're like walking the stairs and the subway, we underestimate how much impact it has on our health and well-being, especially like after our 10-day trip to the US, where we spent a lot of time in the car, even though we were very active and ran a lot and worked out a lot. I would say that I feel much better in Paris after drinking, after eating lots of sugar, pastries, etc., than after our trip to the States. So yeah, Paris, you are forever in my heart. I really wish to return here every once in a while, every like 3 to 4 months. But we'll get back to work because holidays can't last forever, unfortunately. And on Wednesday, tomorrow, oh my goodness, it's tomorrow, I'll be back to the office, and I'll see you very soon, guys. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the end. I hope you enjoyed the vibe, and if you want to see more of content like this, I'll be happy to see you on my channel. Bisous, bisous.